it going, everyone?
So Sean, how's it been out there, man? Has it been weird?
Yeah, I mean, you could say that. Yeah, it's been a little wild, but making the most out of it. So, yeah.
Give us a sense of how your Sunday went today.
Yeah, I mean, I woke up, came to the field. It took a little bit longer than usual, but that was cool. I got to the field and basically just ate and went out and threw. Warmed up and then went out and threw with Phil, and then did a little PFPs, and then just got done doing like a little cardio stuff, and now I'm pretty much done for the day. So pretty easy day.
Sean, how was your bullpen session yesterday? How would you evaluate it?
Great. I felt really good. I feel like right where I need to be. Still some things I need to clean up, but just really minor stuff. But as far as like health and pitches and stuff, I thought it was really good.
Sean, what do you think about what is going to be your biggest challenge for this upcoming season, taking in consideration everything that happened 3 months without pitching in actual games and things like that?
My biggest challenge? Is that what you asked?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's just getting used to everything and how different it's going to be. Just getting to the field and wearing masks and keeping your social distancing and all that stuff. I mean, we were doing that during quarantine, the guys I was playing catch with, but now that we're all together and going to be in like a confined spaces, it's just going to be a little different. Get into that and just routine-wise. But I think that's one thing that quarantine's taught me is just to learn how to adapt and use what you got and just doing that. So I'd say that's going to be just the biggest thing is just things are going to be a little bit different, but I think we're all down for that.
Sean, Bob was saying that Jesus and Fires might be a little behind you guys because they're out right now with a pending issue. How do you feel about the rotation in general and you guys being able to get ready in just 3 weeks for a season, especially considering those guys might be joining you a little later?
Yeah, I mean, that really sucks. But at the same time, the guys that we do have, it's going to be a challenge for everybody. Just something that we're all going to have to get used to, and everybody's in the same boat. So it's easy to use that as an excuse, and I mean, it really is. But at the same time, like this isn't going to get any different, and we just got to keep on going. So it sucks, but I know they'll be here ready whenever they are, whenever they can, whenever that may be, and I'll be ready to go whenever they come.
Where are you at in terms of like length, like getting stretched out, and where do you feel like you can get to by the time this sort of shortened training camp is over when the season's about to start?
So I've thrown to a few hitters a couple times. Probably, the most I've done is 3 ups. So I mean, kind of stretched out, but obviously not as much as what I used to be during like a regular season. So just haven't been able to get out to hitters every so often. So right now we're scheduled for inter squad games in a couple days, and just going to do a couple ups or however many ups we're going to do. But as right now, it's still that's where I'm at. But with a shortened schedule or shortened practice and spring training like that, it's going to be different. But I mean, like I said, we're all in the same boat, and we're just going to have to get used to it and just keep on moving.
Hey, Sean, how often were you able to throw this offseason? I know for everybody, it depends on where they were living at, what was available to them. How were you able to get your throwing sessions in during the shutdown?
It was good. When quarantine first happened, there was a bunch of us that stayed back in Arizona. That's where I was during quarantine. And we had a good setup. We just went to a park and were able to throw there. But then slowly, as quarantine just kept going on, guys started going back home because they didn't know how long it was going to last. And then by the time right before I got here, there was just like 2 of us that were able to throw. And yeah, I mean, we pretty much were able to throw every day. There really was no, excuse not to. And the other days that, it wasn't, I just had a net and I was able to throw to that. So yeah, I threw every day, and then we had like a little setup where I was able to throw bullpens and keep that going. So that was great.
Sean, coming into the regular spring training back in February, you guys were kind of considered a favorite to go back to the playoffs, obviously coming off a 97 win seasons. Where do you feel like you guys stand now with just a 60 game season? Is it more of an even playing field for everybody, or do you feel like you guys are still potentially in the driver's seat for a playoff spot?
Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, I mean, 60 games is such a short season, and really anything can happen. But as far as us, I think we're definitely still I feel like everybody's still on the same page, and I think we all believe that we're one of the front runners, and but at the same time it's like I can't use that as a just a coast, just because there are such fewer games. Anything can happen, and every game's going to really count, even more so this year. So I think it's a little extra motivation to get out there and compete each game and do as best as we can, and yeah, it's just it's going to be a challenge for sure.
Bob
Sean,
Melvin
did you
and
try
David.
and change it?
The bullpen, and I noticed that most of you guys were using face masks and getting prepared to run, I guess. Do you see any possibility that some players in an actual game have to use a face mask? What do you feel about that? What's your feeling about that?
As far as like me, yeah, I think I might use a face mask just because. Why not? I don't really know if we're required to wear it on the field, but yeah, I might as well just try it out just to see what it's like, and but I don't know if we really have to, but yeah, I might as well just try it out, at least for a game.
Sean, both Bob and David Forrest have been talking lately about Marcus Semien and his importance to the team, not just on the field, but as a leader, going through all this, knowing he's your player rep and everything that the player reps had to deal with, getting everything going, and then the importance of leadership as you guys try to work through all the safety protocols. How important is Marcus? How would you describe Marcus's role with the team?
Yeah, 100% leader of this team. He, everybody, respects what he does for the team, and as one of the guys that's been here the longest, and just who he is as a person. He's fit to be a leader, and he communicates stuff well, and yeah, like you said, the stuff that player reps have to go through with just being in all the meetings, and communicating that to the rest of the team, and just all the different things. He balances it pretty well, and obviously he's a really great player, and it just adds to what he is as a leader. He's always out there, and obviously he's a workhorse. He's played every game last year and all this different stuff. He's just really cut out to be a leader on this team for sure.
What's going on with your hair right now? I assumed that you would come back with some amazing quarantine hair.
You should have seen it like 3 weeks ago. I baked it, just completely shaved it. So yeah, I mean that was pretty funny. I looked at myself in the mirror, and it was yeah. I think I'm really committed to trying my hair out again and trying to get it to see what it's like in a few years.
What do you think of AJ's hair?
I was not expecting that at all. I thought that was his baby, and he's going to keep that forever. But quarantine does that to people.
John, looking through sort of all of the health and safety protocols that are in place now, are there any things that you see? I mean, there are restrictions on certain things that could be considered habits for a lot of baseball players, like touching face, not, licking your fingers, that kind of thing, not spitting. Are there any things that you feel like are habits that you're going to need to break while you're out on the field, or even when you're?
Personally, I literally just touched my face, so that'll be one. But I don't really spit, and I don't. Really, the thing is chewing gum and bubble gum. That's going to be like a little weird being on the field and not being able to do that stuff. But that's just me. Everybody's completely different, and everybody has their own tendencies and stuff. And when you're on the mound, especially like self-conscious or subconsciously, you're not thinking about the stuff you do, and you just end up spitting. And I don't really know how that's going to work out with like the policing of all that stuff. So it's going to take a lot to get used to. For some guys, and but that's what we have to do to play. Then I think everybody will be more aware of what they're doing, just to be able to get out there and play. And
sorry, it was a little fuzzy earlier, but did you say that you're thinking right now that for like at least for a game you are going to try to go out and actually pitch with a mask on?
Yeah, I saw a couple guys wear like the neck stuff. Thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, be able to wear something different, or like be able to zazz that up. So just a fun way to rock it, I guess.
Beyond the mask, is there anything going to be different about you as a pitcher this year? Did you use the time off to experiment with anything?
Yeah, that was really what I took quarantine as. It was great being able to be able to play catch with the guys that I know, and at the same time just really being my own coach. And some days I would be like, I'm going to try this thing. One day I'm going to try film sidearm. One day I'm going to try to throw a cleat over my head. And the days that I did that, I fully committed to that, and I gave it a day or two, or if it felt really good. And it was just really experimenting, really tinkering around with stuff. And as far as that whole situation, it was great. I feel like I've definitely come back as somebody better, and I'm just really excited to get out there and test these new things out. Just have a lot more confidence in myself to go out there and experiment during this quarantine.
You want to give us a hint what these things might be?
Nothing crazy, but things are a lot smoother, and just shorten up like my arm action and stuff like that. It's it was like 3 months of just basically chinking around, and I think I really found something. So I'm excited.
Sean, did you have any reservations at all about actually, this restart? You've seen some players around the league that have either voiced reservations or actually opted out of playing the season. Have you had any considerations like that or feelings like that?
No. The more I thought about it, like I don't have like my family's in Indiana and Florida, so I don't necessarily see them. I just have a girlfriend, and we're pretty much together. So she's doing her own thing, and as far as that stuff, I felt okay with how everything was working out, and I don't have a family like of my own, so to speak, and the rest of my family's in Indiana or wherever they may be. So as far as that stuff, I'm a little bit different than some guys. I know guys are having kids and older people. Like that's a completely different story. So as far as me, I've been okay with how things have turned out.
Hey, Sean, here's this one thing, Sean. The issue we talked earlier was about the players and how they're creatures of routine, and I'm just curious about your routine and how it might be affected, and maybe just kind of how you're handling this new normal.
Yeah, usually that's day one. It was usually I'd be in the weight room for 30 minutes at least, walking or warming up, doing whatever the warm up is on the board, working out, whatever. but we can't do that stuff. So, you really got to adapt and just get used to what you have. And, that's, as far as like quarantine, this whole quarantine, that's really what I was doing is, kind of messing around with stuff, messing around with routines, different, ways of pitching, all this different stuff. And, that's kind of what I've just been doing, is learning how to improvise and adapt and still be able to go out there and compete and just have that like mental stability to go out there and have that confidence to be, all right, this is what I got. So let's just go out there and compete.
Sean, last year the rotation was a kind of a question mark, a whole bunch of injuries, including yourself. How do you feel about this rotation this year, considering that you also have El Luzardo and Buck with no limitations because there's only 60 games to play?
Yeah, I mean, if everybody stays healthy and all that stuff, I think we can have one of the best rotations in the league for sure. We're definitely capable, and it's not just the guys that you mentioned, but we have a lot of depth, and we've all been around together, and we all know each other. As far as those things go, I think we're very capable. 60 games for sure. And I definitely have confidence in myself, and I have confidence in the rest of the guys to be able to go out there and compete, and they all want the same thing. So it's it's fun to be part of this thing, and just see where we can go.